Have you ever taken a headshot on a white background and it wasn't quite white? I'm going to show you 2 ways on how you can make your background pure white. Stay tuned. Hey, I'm Chris McNish, content creator for Sweet Gap Incorporated, where we provide solutions using content creation to tell your story. Before I go any further, remember to hit that subscribe button and notification bell if you want to be notified when I post more content. There are times when I've taken pictures and the background is not completely white. I'm going to show you how to fix that. So we're going to open up Photoshop. And if you see here, I have my subject here, and for the sake of time, I've already retouched her skin. And what I want to show you is, if you look to the naked eye, it looks like the background is white, but actually it's not white. There's some white here, there's some gray here. You can even see the creases from my backdrop. And that happens from time to time. You know, you'll take a reading from your light. You look into the camera and it looks pure white, and it's actually not. So the good thing about it is the 2 ways I'm going to show you. The first way that I'm going to show you is a way that I used to do, which took forever. And then I'm going to show you the second way, which I like a little bit better. It's a shorter workflow and it's more accurate. Okay. So the first way, what I used to do, but before I do that, what I want to show you is I'm going to get my eyedrop tool here, and I'm just going to take a sample of anywhere on here. So if I take a sample and you look at my color pane, in order for it to be pure white, the selection has to go all the way up to the corner right here. I don't know if you see that. It has to go all the way up to the corner. And if it's pure black, it has to go all the way to the corner here in order for it to be pure black. When I select it here, if you notice, it's not going all the way up to the corner. This is showing me, and you see as I get to a darker color here, it's showing me that it's not pure white. When I click on her lips, it gives me an accurate reading of the color of her lips. It gives me an accurate reading of the color of some of her hair, the dark parts and the lighter parts. But when I click on here, it does not show that it's pure white. Okay. So the first thing, what I used to do, this is the first way that I'm going to show you. What I used to do, I'm gonna go to the adjustment layer and I'm gonna select a curve. So I can either select it here or I can select it here and go to curves, and I'll bring that up. Now this eyedrop icon right here, this is for you to make this white. So I selected it here, and I'm gonna go as close to the subject as I can. Now, this right here should be pure white. And just to make sure, I'm gonna select, and as you can see, it makes it pure white, pure white. And if I select another area, it's gonna take a selection, but if I do it close to it, then most of it will be pure white. And just wanna show you that, okay? Now, what I had to do was I had to click on my brush. I would select this mask right here, click on my brush, make sure that my brush is 100%, my flow is 100%. And if my mask is white, to take off the effect that it did on my subject, because as you can see here, it made my subject lighter, okay? I'm going to change my brush to a black brush, and then I'm just going to take it off of my subject here. Hope everybody can see that. I'm going to do it real quick, make my brush a little bit bigger so I can take it off here, just like that. You would think, okay, well, you know, that's pretty fast. The only problem is if I zoom in, it has left. This back a little bit. You see that? It takes the effect off there. So then I would have to change my brush and fill this in, right? But then I had to zoom in a little bit more, make my brush smaller, and then take this out. and that would take forever. So I figured out another way that I can do that, and I think Photoshop maybe in 2018. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm going to delete this curve adjustment layer, and I'm going to leave it like this. What I've learned in 2018, I think it was 2018, that if you go to the quick selection tool, before they made this button, you would have to select your subject and then it will highlight what you're selecting, but sometimes it was not accurate. So what I had to do is I'm going to deselect that there. They have this button called select subject. I love this button because especially when I'm doing headshots on a white backdrop, I'll click here and it accurately selects the subject for you, right? It makes my job a whole lot easier. So what I would do is I would duplicate the layer, and so that you can see it, I'm going to delete I'm going to toggle off the background, and it gives me a cutout of my subject. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this back on. So now that I have a layer of my subject and I have a layer of the background, what I'm going to do is if you press D, it gives you the default for the colors of your brush. Now remember, there are two colors that are there. There's one that's black and there's one that's white. It just so happens that the one that is white is pure white, because as you can see in my color pane, it's showing that it's pure white. So this is what I do. I will make sure that my brush is on white, and then I'll select my brush. I'll make sure that my opacity is at 100. My flow is at 100. I'll make my brush big enough. You have to make sure that your background is selected so it doesn't affect your top layer. And then all I would do is color it in. Just like that. Color it in, and I'll make it even bigger, so make sure that I don't miss anything, but I'll color it in just like that. Then you have before, you have after. Well, before, and see, if on the top layer, if I take it off, if I toggle off, this is how much it covers, but because I separated the layer, it's just like that. Let's check to make sure if this is pure white. So we'll go to our eyedrop tool, we'll select, and there you have it. Still at the top corner there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, and right there. It has never changed. And just like that, you can make your background pure white. I really hope this helps. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos, subscribe to my page. Click on that notification bell and don't forget to leave a comment.